What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to the Game Informer Show, a weekly podcast covering the video game industry. Join us every Thursday, not this week, because yesterday was the Game Awards, and we waited a day so that we could talk about them, for a discussion about the latest gaming news, reviews, and exclusive reveals alongside Game Informer staff and special guests from around the industry. I'm your host, Alex Van Aken, and today I'm joined by Marcus Stewart. How you doing, Marcus?
Hello, I would like to accept my Game Award for Best Co-Host Guest on the GI Show for 2022.
I think that's fair, yeah.
Thank you.
We can
When can I
definitely make
expect
that. There's a Minuteman Press just down the street from me, and they say they print anything, so I'm wondering if they print trophies too. I mean, feel like
it's in anything.
They kind of probably cover that, maybe? I don't know. We'll get you your trophy though.
Sweet.
And it's gonna be a short or there's only three of us. That's what I'm trying to say this week, and we are joined by John Carson, returning guest, former editor, Game Informer. How you doing, John?
Hello, Alex and Marcus. It is an honor to be nominated for Best Guest Host for the Game Awards episode of the GI Show.
Oh,
thank you for thinking of me.
Did you not see was this a cue card mix up? I'm confused.
Alex, are you really gonna tell me now, right now, of all times, that I was not even nominated?
Is John the La La Land of the GI Show?
You know, maybe this category can have two winners. You know,
but see, now you're just pandering.
That is true. That's true.
But hey, jokes aside, thank you for having me. It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm sorry we haven't had you on sooner. Hey,
it's a busy season. There's a lot going on. Game of the years and what's nots.
Yeah, last week I wasn't even on the show. Kyle Hilliard guest hosted for me. I was busy getting the Mina the Hollower documentary done, which you can go and watch at youtube.com/Game Informer. Go check that out, please.
Yes.
And Kyle just took the show. He took the reins. He was like, I'm going to come up with a new segment called Blake's something. I don't know.
If it's not called Blake's Takes,
I'm vetoing all of it. This is a video game podcast, Kyle and Blake. And if you have a problem with it, well, you don't have to come on, okay?
Oh, shots fired.
Sorry, it's been a long week. Probably overreacted. Thank you, Kyle, for guest hosting last week. It was very
not a Limp Bizkit fan, I see.
No, not at all. I like my biscuits soft. Or is that?
Wait,
I know
hard.
No,
hard
yeah, you like them.
I like them tough.
Biscuits.
You like it when they overmix it and then it comes out all tough and.
Yeah. I want it to be hard to chew through. You know,
right.
My biscuit. I want my biscuit to have some grit to it.
That usually comes on the side, but.
Yeah, that's true. Welcome to the Game Informer Show, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about the Game Awards.
Woo!
They were last night, and boy, oh boy, was it a fun watch. You know, a lot of things happened, some unexpected things. Okay, let's talk about it at the start of the show and just get it over with. The child on the stage.
Is that what we're calling him?
Yeah,
the child,
Bill Clinton kid.
Reveal his name is Grogu in another season.
Grogu, yeah. Grogu took to the stage last night and said some wild stuff.
Yeah, sure did.
Just stormed that stage. Elden Ring was up to take they had just finished. Miyazaki just finished his speech accepting the Game of the Year award for Elden Ring, and behind them is a teenager who appeared the whole time. If you watch, he's fidgeting and kind of moving around and like looking off camera to the side, and you're like, is this guy like, I mean, everybody thought he was part of the team, but it's like, okay, well, why are you so fidgety? Like, stop moving around. You're being a distraction.
Which isn't that
happens.
You could see any presenter be like, oh, I'm nervous. I'm not used to being in a public thing like this. It's not my turn to speak yet. I'm just kind of waiting.
Yeah. And I even mentioned to Jill, I was like, is this somebody's kid on the dev team? And because Jill and I were streaming it on Twitch, and the speech ends, kid walks through the middle of the the folks up on stage up into the mic, and
Yeah, show is wrapping up too. Like they're like, okay, we're done.
yeah, and says like, "Hey, Matan," and everybody's like, "What?" And then he says, "I'd like to dedicate this award to our Orthodox Jewish
Reformed-
rabbi Bill Clinton."
Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton.
Yeah, it was and then everybody's like, "What?"
Just a wild moment. It was a time to be alive on Twitter
Yeah.
last night.
The smattering of awkward applause as everyone is having the same rant. Like, what did he say? Like, yay?
I couldn't sleep. I was
you-
like up till 3 a.m. looking into this.
And you could see as he's talking, the backstage handlers all swarming and converging on him as he's finishing up.
You
and
could
that's
see
when,
the fire, the aura around Jeff Keighley as this was happening.
Yeah, evidently this kid has also done this at a BlizzCon panel. He's been he's a prankster. Good prank, brud. But yeah, so that was like a very weird thing that happened, and definitely like I think Jeff tweeted shortly after like it was their best viewership ever, and
Oh no.
I'm like I think like that might be because I mean it was a great show this year.
Yeah.
A lot of big games were up for nominations, but that thing just took TikTok and Twitter and all of it by storm. So wild. But on today's show, we're going to be going through and mostly talking about the announcements. We've got a write-up if you want to know which games won which awards. We've got a write-up over at GameInformer.com. You can go check that out. It is pinned to the top of the webpage today. So if you're listening to this on Friday the 9th, you can go and quickly catch up if you missed any of those announcements. We got you covered. But yeah, we're gonna be focused on the reveals, the announcements of the Game Awards for today's show. There was a lot announced, a lot of big stuff. We're just kind of gonna cruise through them, react, share our thoughts, and it'll be a fun show. Are you ready, gentlemen, to get started?
I was born ready.
let's
All right.
rev up our engines.
Yeah.
That what you say?
Yeah, exactly.
Rev them up.
All right, let's get started with this. Is a pre-show announcement, but pretty cool. And I don't have the details on this, so I'm gonna have to rely on you two. Dead Cells Return to Castlevania was announced in the pre-show. I was busy trying to set up my Steam Deck giveaway registration, and I missed this.
Oh,
Wait, don't you have one already?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but,
but why not have
I have
two?
family. Also,
I
I don't have
guess
the,
that's true.
I don't have the super nice one either. So I was like,
Is that
well,
what they were giving out? The nice,
Yeah.
the big one? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
I believe so. And I was like, well, I could give it to my brother. He wants one, or my stepdad if I get a second one.
Fair, makes sense.
Or I could sell it on eBay for $2,000. You know,
You can sell it to
you
your
just-
family for $2,000.
I
You
could.
can just buy it on Steam for MSRP.
Yeah, but I could make $2,000 off of it because people are uninformed.
Which is why
They're
we're here
they're
today.
sheeple.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh, hot take.
So-
Dead Cells Castlevania. That was cool.
What,
Yeah.
what
So is this
it, though?
DLC? Yeah.
Yeah, well, Dead Cells has had a ton of, I believe all the updates have been free.
They have.
Since launch. And they've done crossover stuff before. I don't know because it was only a cinematic trailer. I don't think there was any gameplay, so it's hard to tell
No.
what the scope of this was. Of is it going to be Dead Cells guy in a remake or their version of the Symphony of the Night Castle? Because this is Symphony of the Night specifically
Yeah.
that it's based on, or if it's just going to be Dead Cells with Alucard and Simon, or
So-
not Simon, Richter running around.
According to one Blake Hester's news article on this, that it says gameplay unfolds throughout a fully explorable Dracula's castle and will
Ooh.
feature 14 Castlevania weapons, readapted into Dead Cells gameplay, 3 epic boss fights, and 20 outfits from Alucard, Richter Belmont, Simon Belmont, Maria Renard, Trevor Belmont, Sypha Belnods and Dracula himself.
Cypher from the Netflix show.
Yes.
Oh, I was thinking Cypher from Valorant. That would have been cool.
That'd be pretty sick.
But okay, well there you go. But yeah, sure, why not? I love Dead Cells and I adore Castlevania
Me too,
in
man.
general.
Yeah.
So I think this is a really cool crossover. And like I said, it's even better that it's free.
Question: do you think we're just going to keep getting Dead Cells DLC? Do you think they'll ever do a proper sequel?
I think eventually.
I mean, I would almost see them exploring a different game after doing so much,
That's
so many
true.
free updates for this.
Yeah. This
Um,
is the most I've been excited for Dead Cells since I finished the game.
This is the most I've been excited about Castlevania in a while. Like it's cool to see Konami doing something with that franchise, and in a way that like it's not disappointing because it's not like, oh, someone's taking Castlevania and it's not like a studio that we know. It's someone taking a roguelike Metroidvania game already and putting beloved characters into it. So
Yeah.
I think that's neat. Sorry to interrupt you.
No,
Alex.
that I concur. Pretty excited about that. Returnal's coming to PC. No release date on that. I'm just gonna kind of blaze through a couple of these.
Yeah. Same with the if you want to couple this in with that, The Last of Us Part 1.
Yeah, that's coming to PC
sure.
as well. March
That's-
3rd, I think, right? For that one.
Yeah.
That sounds right to me. What is this? It Takes Two elephant that you brutally murder is an actual toy now.
I'm surprised we wrote that down. We had a list of the announcements as we were watching the show covering it. But yeah, that commercial they played about like, hey, we got It Takes Two merch, including a elephant you can dismember, which if you play that game, you know that's probably the scene you probably remember the most. Sure. Why not? I thought it was a joke at first, but if it's real, that's even better. Hey, why not?
People like that game.
Yeah.
Game of the year last year from the Game Awards.
So a game was announced during the pre-show that I was actually kind of excited to see what happens with is Hellboy. The Hellboy what is it?
Yeah.
Web of Weird. It's an upcoming roguelike. And it looks at first I thought it was Weird West DLC we were getting because of the art style, and then I saw Hellboy and I was like, what? And then I was expecting it to be a crossover with the game, and no, it's just a Hellboy game. It's an action roguelike based off of Mike Mignola's Hellboy comics.
Yeah. I think he's writing this too, right?
Oh,
Let's
that
see it.
I think he's actually writing the story. I think that's why his name's on it.
okay, yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
that's really
That is
cool.
correct.
So an original Hellboy story by the creator. It's always nice.
But yeah, we got gameplay. It looks. I'm eager to check it out. I'm not like a huge Hellboy guy, but I'm not a huge Hellboy, but I am excited to check it out.
BOI.
I don't know. Like I haven't seen that IP in a very long time. Last time I interacted with anything Hellboy was the movies.
Yeah. I've never
which are
even
fun.
seen those. I am Hellboy just oblivious.
Yeah.
They're fun. They're fun.
But-
And that second one being like a really cool Guillermo del Toro showcase for just like weird stuff is neat.
Yeah.
I hope by the end you become a Hell Man.
Yeah. I hope so too.
Hellboys to men.
A Hellman's mayonnaise.
Okay.
Smear it on.
Is that the wrap it up music?
Yeah. That's what's playing. Oh my God, that speech by Chris Judge. I think he only said like a paragraph of words, but it was like the longest speech of the night.
Did you see his tweet saying that he got cut off early, that he wasn't done?
What?
Oh my God, dude.
He tweeted that he like finished the rest of his speech on Twitter saying like, oh, I want to thank my mom and da-da-da-da. And I thought he was kidding when he said he wasn't done, but then he went on to like legitimately thank extra people. And I was like, is he just unaware that he went on too long?
It's sometimes when you're doing like public speaking, time just warps itself in a weird way where you're like,
That's true.
You feel like you're taking forever to say something, but it'll be like 30 seconds or something, and it's completely fine. But in this case, he thought that he's only up there for like 30 seconds, and it was
3 minutes.
7.5 minutes.
Is that how long it was?
I don't
Yeah.
know. So by the time that ended and like we had the first like world premiere, we were 20 minutes into the show.
Mm.
So yeah, it was that first like act of the show was a good chunk of time.
Yeah, after we've been promised that this would be a shorter show this year, he ruined it for all of us.
Although, like, when his speech was taking that long, I'm like, oh, cool, they're actually going to give people time to talk and thank
and the music
thank the people that helped them. And then there's like 5 awards throughout the whole show where people actually get on stage to thank people. And yeah, that just definitely wasn't the case.
You got to learn. You got to be you got to take your time. Can't let
That's right.
Jeff give it to you anymore. You just got to stay up there no matter what.
Well, no one's going to take Christopher Judge off the stage. I don't think anybody could. He's the beefiest man in the building.
Best dressed.
Yeah. Oh, he looked awesome.
Oh, yeah.
His outfit was awesome.
I couldn't tell. Did his shirt say equality or quality? Because either way, it works.
I thought
You
it was
can't spell-
quality.
I think it was equality, but you can't spell equality without quality. so.
That's very
there you go.
true. That's very true.
Up next, Horizon Call of the Mountain got a new trailer. The game is releasing on February 22nd, 2023.
Is it releasing 2 weeks before a bigger game?
I know, right? God. I mean, yeah, it's releasing in February, so yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's
that
coming
checks
out like
out.
March 1st?
Should we be excited because we're like, oh, the best game ever is coming out pretty soon then, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They're pushing Zelda 3 months.
Yeah,
That'd
so
be-
if you're excited for PSVR 2 and Horizon Call of the Mountain, you don't have much longer to wait. I want to try that game out. I want to go to I want to go to a review event where they have it all set up and I just want to play through it in one session, have my time with it, and then be done with it.
You want to
Yeah.
receive that call from the mountain, you're going to answer it.
Yeah, I will
that call.
answer. Going through Post Trauma from Raw Fury was announced. Viewfinder. This is a game I have been following on Twitter for like a year and a half now, and I can never.
Okay.
I've mentioned it on the show before, but I can never remember the name of it. But it's Viewfinder. It is a mobile game, not a mobile game. Why is that? Maybe it is a mobile game. I don't think it's a mobile game.
No, I think it's on. I mean, I didn't see it, but I think it's also. If it might be also on mobile, but
Okay.
it's a puzzle game.
I'm reading off
Yeah.
of our notes, and I think people are
You're
just
just reading the teleprompter.
jotting notes down. But so this is a game where you take photos with a camera, a Polaroid camera. The Polaroid prints out, and then you kind of hold it up to the environment, almost like reminiscent of like The Witness. And you are like you're like solving these puzzles in the environment with Polaroid photos. And when you like hold the Polaroid up to the environment, you are like connecting almost like bridges between parts of the environment. Like the photos are like solving these gaps in the environment, and now you can like cross the gap, stuff like that. It's kind of like The Witness meets like Superliminal a little bit.
that's what it reminded me of. I thought it was a Superliminal sequel at first because it was doing a lot of the same like perspective tricks.
Yeah. And so yeah, you're gonna be taking photos. I think it'd be really cool if they had like different lenses in this game, to where like your field of view is affected. I think that would be a cool twist on that mechanic, that system.
Gonna do 100% fisheye.
Yeah,
speedrun.
exactly. But yeah, this game looks awesome. It has been on my list for a while for things to check out. And I'm hoping it's 2023. They didn't say, I don't think, but it's an active development. You can follow them on Twitter. They post a lot of like behind the scenes videos and GIFs for like Screenshot Saturday and stuff. But yeah, Viewfinder, go check that out. Atomic Heart. Is this game real?
I mean, it's got a release date, which it had that date before, February, whatever it is, something.
This is
but
one of my
it
more
looks-
anticipated games.
Oh yeah, that's been high on my list for a while, and like February 21st is when it's coming out. But it was just a new trailer, kind of confirming your hopes and dreams that this is a thing that we're gonna get to play pretty soon.
It's still coming. We still have Microsoft backing us on this. I think that's the thing that, like, I am very cautious about this game because it's one of those things that like looks really cool, but I haven't really seen any. I mean, they have like gameplay trailers, but I don't think I've ever seen
There's been no hands-on
unedited clip of like someone playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And sometimes like I don't know. I need to see a little bit more, or at least get hands on.
Yeah. At the same time, it's at that point where like I don't need to see anything about this game anymore. It just needs to come out. Like, I'm already sold on it. I don't need to see
It's been bouncing around for 18 months, and like
I'm
we
very
just need
wary.
to
There's some
have it
smoke
out.
and mirrors going on, like John is saying.
Yeah. I mean, could be.
I hope not, because this game has. I mean, we've known about this game for years now.
Yeah.
And it's kind of always come in and out of, public consciousness. It's like, oh, they're still making that thing, and then they'll be silent for a really long time. But yeah, am I right in that the developer is based in Russia?
Yes.
Yeah.
So maybe, world events kind of have slowed the development down of this game. That's always possible. But yeah, I have always said I think this game is going to be either phenomenal or terrible. And it's just, that's what it's going to be.
Hoping for phenomenal.
Me too, dude. I really hope it comes together.
Looks neat.
Looks awesome. So that's Atomic Heart. Scars Above. Wonder what their inspiration was for this one.
So I actually saw this game over a year ago, at the big event for who is the publisher that they are also doing like that Gungrave game that came out recently and a few other titles, but it was kind of their coming out party of like, hey, look at all these games coming out. And I remember
Prime Matter,
right? Yeah, I went to their big media event and saw this in a pretty rough state. But yeah, I had the same thing of like, oh, this is just Returnal, which is wild because this event wasn't that long after Returnal.
Yeah, like
come
obviously
out.
they've been working on this game for a while.
Yeah,
it's just weird how that happens.
Yeah, this is the first like gameplay they've shown since then.
I'm not sold.
It still looks a little rough.
Yeah, the animations look particularly rough.
Yeah, and it got a release date too in this trailer.
Yeah, February 27th is the release date for this.
Okay.
There's a demo on Steam, so if you do want to see what it is,
you can go get hands on.
Play it right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think that's what this kind of game needs. Okay. Scars Above. What is Relic Hunters? I missed this one. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah, Kyle was kind of into that. It looked interesting, like a multiplayer co-op.
It's a top-down, looks like every Disney Channel and Cartoon Network cartoon.
Oh, okay. The Cal Arts look.
Yes, it is
I like that look. People hate on that look.
Totally.
But.
Yeah. It looks neat, and I think that they pull it off well.
Yeah, it looked fun.
Least, yeah.
Looked nice.
Oh, this is what I thought this was. I'm sorry. I was working on my Steam Deck stuff. I was streaming. I missed this one, but I remember seeing a clip of it. And I was like, is that Knights on Bikes?
Yeah, I could see why you would think,
And then the trailer was over. But okay. So yeah, the Steam description says fast, fluid, fun, gather up to 4 friends, gear up, and save the galaxy from a terrible villain who has stolen the past in this exciting online looter shooter action RPG.
It's from a Brazilian studio called Rogue Snail, and hey, Brazil's been pumping out some cool animated looking games in the last year or so.
Yeah. Oh, Gearbox is publishing that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Shout outs to Andrew Reiner.
Yeah, Reiner's on this. Yeah.
Yeah, he made it.
I mean, maybe he is.
He might be.
I think I might wishlist this. Check it out.
Yeah.
Cool. Also, side tangent. I just opened Steam to wishlist that, and I got a Dwarf Fortress ad, and it reminds me I really want to try that game out.
Oh, now's the time.
Yeah. All right. Now this is at the last kind of announcement for the pre-show was Among Us is getting a new game mode on December 9th. It's called Hide and Seek.
It's today.
That's today. Yeah, it's out. There were several Among Us announcements at the show, like smaller ones. The mode was the biggest thing. There's also like a skin from
Glass Onion,
the sequel to Knives Out.
Right.
So there's like a Benny. What is that character's name? Benny LeBlanc. Benoit Blanc. There's a Benoit Blanc skin in Among Us now.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I feel like the character needs to speak to really get to the full.
Yeah,
really needs that
homage in there. Like
drawl in there.
That foghorn, leghorn.
Benoit Blanc.
That's it.
I'm the imposter.
You looking real sus there, son.
Yeah.
I saw him climbing through the vents.
I'm realizing Benoit Blanc could have just been the protagonist for Red Dead Redemption 2.
God, I gotta go see Glass Onion.
Yeah, same. It's on Netflix now, isn't it?
Is it? Is it now?
Wasn't it only going to be in theaters like a week or two, and then it would come to Netflix?
I'm gonna look this up while we.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah,
but
we're gonna end the podcast and just go watch it now.
Yeah,
I think that'd be good. I am actually down for that. Let's just stream it over Discord.
Perfect.
That's legal, right?
Yeah, of course. Especially like on air on a podcast.
December 23rd. We still have a couple more weeks.
Okay.
For the Netflix drop.
That's a good Christmas gift.
Well,
But
in the
maybe I'll go
meantime, you
I'll
can
go
go
see
play Among
Wakanda
Us.
Forever.
Yeah, a lot of movies out.
That's
But yeah, so that was kind of the end of the pre-show. And then the main show kicked off with a bang. Supergiant is working on Hades 2, a sequel to my game of the year of 2020. Hades, the roguelike, action roguelike, where you are trying to kill Hades. You play Zagreus. This game, new protagonist. Have we figured out who the protagonist is?
Her name is Ladies.
I've seen her tossed around as Zagreus' daughter, but I haven't confirmed that yet.
Okay. And at first, when it was happening, because we were live reacting, me and Jill, I thought it was Pyre 2 just because of the animations they were doing. And then Jill was like, no. They've got she's got the crown, like the Hades crown or the Zagreus' crown.
Oh, wow. Good eye.
Yeah. And
the witch looking character is what was throwing me off.
That's
me too. I thought
Pyre or...
I thought it was just a new IP because Supergiant until now never does sequels.
Yeah.
But like that character looked so Hades.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and the music too.
This has to be some sort of a Hades thing. But the whole time with the witch was just like breaking my brain. I'm like, this so like they've never done a sequel before.
Yeah.
This can't be, but it looks like it is. But Marcus, you know what this means. We need to open up the vaults. We have another episode to do of video gameography when this game comes out.
That's true.
We need to tell the tale of Hades 2.
Oh, so I just pulled up Supergiant's FAQ in the game. The character is named Malone, Princess of the Underworld, an immortal witch.
Okay.
Oh, she's Zagreus' sister.
Sister.
Okay,
Cool.
Okay. And apparently she is based on a god. Like, they didn't make her up. She's apparently from Greek mythology.
Oh, that's cool.
They made a point to mention that. That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah. That is coming early access in 2023. I imagine it'll be a similar development cycle as Hades 1. So we'll probably get
smart of them not to launch it the night of the Game Awards again.
Yeah.
We saw how that went. Yeah. I'm excited, but I'm also like, it's smart for them to do early access again because they did a phenomenal job with it the first time. But because of my attitude of early access of like, I'd rather wait for the full thing. It makes me, I hate the idea of like, I'm going to have to go through another like 2-year cycle of watching people be like, this game rocks and like fighting. Like, I don't want to get tired of it before it comes out.
We'll play 1.0 in like summer 2024.
Yeah, but I wonder how much quicker the development will be with this.
Yeah, they've got all their tools out, already built.
Good point.
Yeah, I think we'll get 1.0 within like a year and a half, I bet.
Okay.
Who knows?
I hope you're right.
Unless they drastically change it, but it looked very similar, gameplay wise, at least.
I hope it gets a multi-platform release at launch because remember originally it was just PC, and then Switch, and then it kind of took a while to come everywhere else. So
Switch is where I put all my hours in.
Yeah, I played on PC.
Yeah, but Hades 2, phenomenal way to kick off the show. Up next, huge announcement: Ghost Story, Ken Levine's studio. Ken Levine, the creator of BioShock, for listeners unaware, has finally released a trailer for their new game that has been in development for ages. It's called
presumably,
yeah. It's called Judas.
Yes, the narrative Legos have finally been built into something.
Someone cue that Fozzy track.
That's
Chris
why
Jericho walked in.
He walked in and he got the game done. He's like, hey, we need to get this out the door.
They're all celebrating with a little bit of the bubbly.
Yes, Alex understands what we're talking about.
I do definitely. Of course I do. How are we feeling about Judas?
Man, it looks like BioShock.
It sure does.
Yeah.
Like, that is a BioShock game
Yeah,
through and through.
Have you guys seen the screenshots that they sent out from it? Because some of them are really interesting looking, like the vibe of it. Like it seems like it's going for like the industrial sort of future, but it doesn't seem like it's, you know, like a period piece like BioShock. It seems like it's in the like a sci-fi ish.
yeah, definitely. There's like asteroids and it's like weird. There's definitely like a lot of the set dressing looks BioShock, like you said, but then like in the trailer, this girl is like facing like this giant piece of a planet or something or a ship
Yeah,
that's hurling at her.
But she's like injecting things into her hands to create fireballs and like all of the building, all these narrative Legos look like they were pieces of BioShock.
With a little bit of like cyberpunky, just some characters seem to be like cyborgs or robots, or it's hard to tell if they're even
which is
organic
completely
or not.
fine. What is this screenshot of like the hand with the fireball in it, and there's a poster on the wall of a lady eating what looks like
a heart?
Like a heart or like a crushed up bird or something.
Oh, I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
Entitled, "Be grateful for what's given to you." And I wonder if this is Ken Levine's commentary on Zoomers and millennials.
Yeah, of course.
That's quite I mean, I like one of the screenshots has a weird looking, like kind of goofy looking robot.
Yeah,
dummy,
that robot.
And like I like the art direction so far. Like
yes,
it's definitely got the BioShocky sort of like I like the ads that they have, or at least the ones that I'm seeing here, like that one, or just the eat the cookie one. Like there's a lot of personality I'm seeing, especially like the dead horse robot that's kind of like propped up against the eat the cookie ad. It's got almost like a weird Five Nights at Freddy's vibe. Yeah, I don't know, but this is maybe my number one or number two in terms of like my favorite announcement of the show. Like I love BioShock, and there was probably a good while where I was starting to wonder if we would ever see anything out of Ghost Story.
You know, I've never even beaten BioShock. I know it happens, but I've never played I rented BioShock from was it Redbox? It might have been when Blockbuster was like before they went out of business. Like right before they went out of business. I rented it, and my game froze before, and I hadn't saved in like hours.
It's part of it. It's pretty cold at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, and yeah, so I returned the game because I was infuriated that I lost a bunch of I lost like 2 or 3 hours of progress.
Oh no!
Yikes.
And I was like, okay, I'm good. But now it's been so many years. I'm like, am I gonna have to go and play that trilogy?
They got that remaster collection. It's very easy to play those games.
Sure is. Or I mean, you could just listen to those episodes of Video Gameography that Marcus and I recorded earlier this year.
And I played all 3 of those recently for that series, and they still hold up quite well.
All right, that's good to know.
You can play it on Switch too.
That's
for
true.
cheap.
That's not happening. I'm not doing that.
Not even a game from 2007.
No. I think I'm good.
What about on your Steam Deck?
I would if I had the Joy-Cons if Joy-Cons, if you could actually play an FPS game on stock Joy-Cons, I would.
Yeah.
Get that Hori split pad.
That's what I have.
Yeah, that's
I
real
have
nice.
options. I'm just gonna play it on Steam Deck if I play it anywhere, because I have the press account, so I can just theoretically
humble brag.
Theoretically, not all games support it, but I'm hoping maybe I can check it out. So
no release window on Judas either.
No. I'm guessing it's at least a year out if they aren't even willing. Like I don't think it's 2023 if they didn't put a date on it.
I mean, everything was in engine from what they said.
Didn't Jeff say he played it?
Jeff say he played it. Yep,
he played it.
Yeah.
So I mean, given how long it's taken, I would probably say 2024 as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if we saw something next year.
Later this year. Later 2023. Yeah.
Yeah.
My money is early 2024. I feel like that's the prime window for new IP.
2 weeks after Horizon Call of the Mountain.
Yeah, perfect.
This one this drops. This is the one.
Yeah. Up next, Bayonetta Origins. Marcus, are you excited? There's a game about is it Cereza or Cereza?
Cereza.
Yeah, Cereza. Young
was just
Bayonetta.
Yeah, it's Bayonetta.
Yeah, she's a child in a storybook. I'll stop interrupting you. Go ahead and talk.
No, it's just this was one of the biggest head turners of like, not only are we getting a new Bayonetta anything this soon, which, you know, Kamiya did go out not too long ago and basically say like, yeah, we're working on Bayonetta 4, but to drop this sort of like side project this soon and for it to be as different as it is, and it's funny because
I don't think we said it's coming out in March.
Yeah, March 17th or 15th.
Yeah.
The art style, I don't know if you guys think the same, but it was like very Okami-like, which was another Kamiya joint.
Yep.
So I was like, oh, is he tapping into a little bit of that? But it's not an action game. It's like I guess like an adventure game. It was kind of hard to tell from the trailer what you would be doing outside of kind of just running around and interacting with things. Or
I like that they're playing with the whimsy of the Bayonetta universe. Like, yeah, we get a lot of like the demonic stuff, but like, yeah, there's like magic and witchcraft, and there's this whole backstory to this character that I think it's awesome that they're playing around with their style and presenting it in this very colorful storybook fashion.
Yeah, I'm happy to get Bayonetta anything, especially so soon after the last Bayonetta thing. Yeah, I'm curious to see what this is. I think a friend of the show, Ty Gillies Rowe over at Uppercut, had the best reaction to this, saying that, this so starts the Kingdom Heartsification of Bayonetta.
I saw that.
And it's like, wow, that's actually pretty. Are we going to get a bunch of like spin-offs and side stories now?
Super accurate, Ty. That's awesome.
So, yeah, I want to play this. I love Bayonetta, so this is up my alley.
Awesome. Up next, we got another look at Suicide Squad, a new trailer featuring Batman. Which at first I was like, oh, it's Batman. And I was like, wait, isn't the subline of this game kill the Batman?
Kill the Justice League.
Oh, let's kill the Batman. I've been reading some maybe it's a comic. I read
Is that just? I think that's just your life motto.
Yeah, kill the Batman.
That's how you know that you've gone down a path in your life.
Yeah, Kevin Conroy, rest in peace, will be voicing it. It will be his last performance as Batman. Before Batman was even in, I just thought this trailer was really good, really funny. Mm-hmm. The stuff they were doing with the Flash and the Australian dude, I don't know what character
Boomerang or Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang. I was like, man, this is probably like one of my most anticipated games of next year. I can't wait to play that game. And the fact that
it got a release date.
Oh, what was it? I missed that.
May.
May? Oh, okay.
May. I have the calendar in front of me.
Late May, right?
Yeah, May 26th.
Yeah, I am doing absolutely nothing for like 3 weeks.
Wait, when's Breath of the Wild out?
May 12th.
Well, okay.
Tears of the Kingdom, sir.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
God,
but like between like May and June, like I don't want to do anything. I'm taking off of any work. I'm just gonna hibernate because it's what we have. Tears of the Kingdom. We have this. We have Street Fighter. We have a demonic Blizzard game that we're gonna probably talk about in a little bit. But like there's a good 6-7 weeks of releases that are overwhelming. We're gonna be for me at least.
Yeah, summer 2023 is gonna be the February 22 of next year.
No, that's February 2023. Yep. That's also stacked.
That's a good point. Yeah,
we're getting 3 February. It's all just Novembers again.
Yeah,
like every month now.
I think the last thing for Suicide Squad, if people are wondering, like Kevin Conroy's presence, for those that don't know or have forgotten, this game is set in the Arkhamverse, which confirms that Batman's fate at the end of Arkham Knight, which was pretty ambiguous at the time of like, is he gone? Is he not? And apparently he's not.
And
which I assumed.
And he's very mad.
He's pissed.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's mind controlled pissed like everybody else, it seems.
Yeah, that's true.
We've all been there.
While I was watching the trailer, I was like, oh, that'd be really cool if like for once in a game, we were playing the villain's perspective, and like the Batman encounter was like almost like horror game adjacent.
Oh, that'd be neat.
Where like he's in the shadows somewhere. You know what I mean?
Like it'd be cool if you play like a random thug too, like not a super
Yeah,
villain.
right.
Like that could take him. You're like, oh man, I know he's here, but where is he?
Yeah,
Dragon Ball the Breakers, but with Batman henchmen.
Maybe Batman should just be in Dead by Daylight as a killer.
He should.
And you just play as a group of idiot thugs.
Yeah, I love that. He's very obsessed with making sure generators don't get turned on. That's like his big pet peeve. Up next, we already kind of mentioned this. Last of Us coming to PC March 3rd. I got excited thinking it was going to be Last of Us Factions, and then quickly the Accolades trailers started. The Accolades started playing. I was like, nope, we're getting Last of Us again. Last of Us
I keep
Part
forgetting
1.
that's happening.
Part 2 isn't on PC, is it, or is it now? I can quickly check.
No,
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Last of Us Part.
Which this makes sense, like narratively, to drop this first and then put 2 out,
Yeah,
because it is a whole different audience, I guess, potentially.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, it's only been
huh.
now 2 years since 2 came out, and they usually do it like 2-year minimum before they start putting games on PC. Though Returnal doesn't even have a date, so yeah, maybe maybe next year.
Yeah. But moving on, we got another look at the gameplay of Star Wars Jedi Lone Survivor. Is that the right title?
Just Survivor.
Oh, Just Survivor. Okay. Lone Survivor.
Star Wars Just Survivor.
Yeah, they played that Akon song as he was tearing up
Soul
stormtroopers.
Survivor.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Yeah, looks awesome.
Yeah.
I need to go and finish the first one. I think that's going to be that and Death Stranding, I think, are my 2 Christmas games this year to finish up.
You could just watch the super replay we did of Star Wars.
I need to play it for myself, Marcus. I did watch a lot. I watched several episodes. I was like, I just need to play it myself.
Yeah, I hope the map in Survivor is better. That's really all I ask.
Yeah.
That's fair.
There's a few things they can improve on, which I hope they do.
Dismemberment, you think? I don't know if you really saw
for the droids. I saw droid dismemberment.
Well, robots in the first one you could too. I mean, like stormtroopers.
Yeah.
You think finally they'll cave on that because they got so many complaints?
No, I don't think so.
That feels like a Disney mandate that they're just gonna have to deal with.
Yeah, which is weird because the movies still have it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know.
But like the movies, you don't have like a kid playing the game trying to dismember like everything in sight. I feel like the movie's like, oh yeah,
That's true.
we've got this
It'll
highly
happen once or
curated
twice.
shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas you'll have me just like beating like a corpse, with the lightsaber.
As
Like,
you do.
Just a
It's
real
what it be.
sociopath.
Yeah. But yeah, so that game looks good. I'm excited to see more. Cal Kestis has a beard now. So shout out to
That's the big improvement
my fellow
with this
Redbeard.
game.
Do you think you still get a poncho?
From everything I've seen, no. You just get more Han Solo-y
Yeah.
Okay.
with a
That's
lightsaber.
that's a better trajectory.
You know what? He
to
might
go
have
down.
a poncho, but I think he tucks it in.
You think he wraps it around his waist like a jacket, like a cool guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like a sweater. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you want to be prepared in case it rains or it gets cold,
Right.
but
Yeah,
you
gives you a
don't want to get in the way of like
Really, what I
Lightsaber
want
fights.
is it BD1?
yeah.
Yeah.
I want BD1 to have a poncho.
Oh.
That'd be very
I
cute.
think BD deserves a poncho.
You should have like a little bandana like people put on their dogs.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cute. Very cute.
A new game from the creators of Celeste called Earthblade was announced last night, getting a 2024 release date. Celeste was my game of the year of 2018. I love Celeste. It's one of my favorite games ever. I loved the story of that game. The gameplay was close to maybe perfect, in my opinion. It was
Very tight.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Earthblade, the theming of Earthblade doesn't necessarily sell me yet, but I also didn't feel the same. I felt the same way about Celeste before I played it. So,
Yeah.
I'm
Very
eager to
out
see
of
them do-
context trailer. Like still not really
Yeah.
sure what
Yeah.
it's about.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out if it's a Metroidvania like the gating system and stuff like that, or if it's I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, it definitely looks like very expansive because when they did sort of the pan over of the world, you saw a lot of paths and stuff. So I was like, okay, maybe it's going the Metroidvania route. I just wonder if it's like, is this going to be like a hard platformer like that, or like Celeste?
It looked like a bigger focus on combat.
Hmm.
There's a lot of like sword swinging going on.
Yeah.
Also, it's called
has a sword
Blade.
in it.
Yeah, it's got Blade in the name. So.
But yeah, I'm psyched. I'm with you. I love Celeste, and I love Towerfall too. Like Towerfall's one of my favorite
Towerfall's
games.
amazing.
Yeah.
So like anything that
Combine
Matty
those.
Thorson and that team puts out is always going to make me,
Absolutely
sit upright.
You know, it's funny. I
So-
didn't play Towerfall until after Celeste, and I was like,
Oh, wow.
I've been missing out.
It's one of my favorite party games. Like I will hound people to be like, let's play Towerfall. It's
We
so
should
good.
stream that sometime. I think that'd be fun.
Yes, we should.
I love Towerfall.
At least get a holiday game going between us.
Yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah.
So yeah, Earthblade coming in 2024. Very excited for that. Dune. I thought this was Dune Spice. I was prepared for like a mobile game.
Yeah.
Dune is getting an open world survival MMO, which if you know me, are all the keywords I like. But I it's called Dune Awakening.
Yeah. And this was announced back in August at Gamescom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of always confuse it with Dune Spice Wars, which I think is a mobile game, if I'm not mistaken. Or
Spice Wars is
is that
an RTS.
tactical- RTS?
RTS.
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I swear Dune has a mobile game.
I mean, you might be right, but
Yeah.
this is an open world MMO.
Yeah.
Awakening.
Awakening, yeah. Dune Awakening. I don't know how to feel about this. Like I think like licensed games are getting better and better. I mean, I think they're like definitely like, I mean, we were just talking about Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I think, bad licensed games are more so a thing of the past these days for the most part. But I still like, I don't know, something when I hear a Dune open world survival MMO, I'm like, I don't know. But I like the Dune movies. I like what I know about the universe. So
Yeah.
and I like
we're not
all of
like
those things.
anywhere. We're not near being done with Dune yet. Like there's more movies coming.
Yeah.
Like people can still. I mean, people could stay hyped on the franchise even without more movies coming, but I feel like it's still going to be culturally relevant in 9 months.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So
John, are you gonna play this?
probably not.
Fair.
As much as those words get you going for games, it's for me it's not as much. I do like MMOs. It's like the open world survival stuff that doesn't really do it for me.
Okay. Yeah.
Specifically when it's just like one biome as well, because we're just dealing with
Yeah.
desert.
Oh, that's a good point.
And it just like reminds me of what like early Rust was, and it just doesn't.
Yeah.
It
Maybe
reminds me of
like
like
much for me.
Conan Exiles as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
same
yeah.
company that's making it. Funcom.
Okay. My
So,
stad's probably excited then.
Yeah. Maybe a
Yeah, there
different
you go.
color sand.
I think he's put like
depending on the
1,000
region.
hours into Conan Exiles. So I'll have to check
But-
in with him.
But like the Dune stuff that does excite me is like Spice Wars. So like they are trying to get all of their strengths into different games, and I think
Yeah.
that's neat.
Moving on, there's now a playable demo available for Spoken, which I know is one of the bigger
Oh,
games
yeah.
coming out. So if folks want to go download that, check it out. You can try it out for yourself.
Yeah. I'm curious to try that.
We
played
should
it-
maybe play that.
I played it at TGS and I was pretty lukewarm on that demo, so I want to kind of see how they've tweaked it since
Yeah.
then.
Okay. Huge announcement. As soon as Jeff Keighley said visionary, I was like, Kojima's about to come out on stage.
Only one man gets that moniker,
and then,
or
yeah.
Seth Rollins, one of the two.
Yeah. And then I saw the font, the Kojima font. I was like,
Yeah.
yep, it's happening. Death Stranding 2 was announced last night. Again, coming in the Decima engine. made by Kojima
Is-
Productions.
Is Blake okay?
Blake is.
Blake had a night last night.
Yeah, he did.
You know what's funny? You don't know because you were streaming, Alex, but in our rotation for writing stories, somehow he got both this and Bayonetta.
Oh my god!
Like just things were just coming up Blake last night,
Yeah.
and he was very happy.
Yeah. I think I saw him say in all caps, screaming, crying, throwing up in the Slack channel. So yeah, Death Stranding 2, Norman Reedus is old.
Finally,
Yeah, finally, he's completed his snake transformation.
yeah. Is he gonna like wars never change? Or is the story just gonna be his body breaking down throughout the game?
Couriers never change.
He's gonna be crawling through a microwave vent at some point.
Mail never changes. I'm
Did
excited.
you guys, have you guys finished Death Stranding? Or
I
played
have
it?
not.
I have played 5 seconds of that game.
I
Okay.
really loved what I played over last
Yeah.
Christmas break, but I didn't finish it. So I'm going to finish it this Christmas break. But I loved
Okay.
the gameplay of it, and I was kind of intrigued by the story as well. I just life got busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I finished it too when it launched. I'm like I have a love-hate relationship. I think my favorite parts of that game are the walking around being a male
yeah.
guy, and I really didn't like the combat and felt that the game didn't need it. So I'm hoping with this one that like I don't think they're going to take the combat out because that's just it's a Kojima thing and that's just what
They've already
mainstream.
built it out too. Like
They added more in the director's cut, didn't they?
Yeah, which I remember reading Blake's thing. I think they might have improved upon it, but if it's not better, I kind of just want less of it. Because my favorite part of Death Stranding was that, like it was like chapter 3. That was like that giant chapter where you literally just do deliveries and the plot basically pauses for a while.
I fell off right when I got to, well, not right when I did a lot of missions there, Salt Lake City.
Okay,
So I was building like the highways
yeah, that might be
near the mountain.
that
Like I was
chapter.
on my way up to the mountain.
Yeah, I think that's all because that chapter's long.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
think that's why I
literally-
fell off.
Yeah, like it's just like, hey, do a bunch of deliveries. Here's how you make roads and da 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 da.
Yeah.
Um,
I
But-
also realized I think I want to play that game offline, maybe.
Oh, really?
sure.
Interesting.
And,
I
like-
kind of liked I thought the online stuff was cool. Like, I remember I built a skyline system up that mountain, and I remember the thing driving me was I felt proud that people would see it and like use
That's
it, and
true.
they would
That's
think I
neat.
was a hero
That's
of like, wow, this mountain's hard to get up, but this saint has made this easier for all of us. And I was like, I'm gonna get so many hearts on
That's
this
true.
thing,
Yeah, it is a good feeling.
doing the world a service.
I felt
Like
because
you-
there was a highway that I finished for somebody else because it was clear. It was like, oh, they only needed a couple more segments,
Oh, that's neat.
and so
Don't
I
you
went
wish
and
you could-
finished it.
Wouldn't it be great if you could do that in real life? We've all gone down those freeways that have been in construction for like 20 years. You're like, this still isn't done?
I've got
You're
some
like-
iron bars in my trunk.
Yeah, I've got some cement.
I played Death Stranding. I could close that gap that you guys have been working on for 5 years.
Let me just hold down square. Yeah, so I'm excited for Death Stranding 2. Did you all think that we were going to get a different IP, or did you think it was going to be a sequel?
I kind of thought sequel because of that Norman Reedus thing. when
Okay,
he
yeah.
basically spilled the beans.
He did. I forgot about that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
The who, what,
I-
when, where posters, though, was like,
I
What
thought
is
those
this?
were for like the Xbox thing.
oh, yeah.
Right. Kojima did go on Twitter and say that those posters are for Death Stranding in case people thought, oh, maybe they're working on that other
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, he said like, no, this was Death Stranding.
Yeah, those are specifically these characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Mama.
neat.
Yeah. Mama's having a tough time. Shout out to moms, hardest job
Yeah.
in the world.
Living in a post-apocalyptic America that looks like Iceland for some reason.
Yeah. Having to drive your baby on a motorcycle without a car seat.
Don't recommend doing that.
That was
What do
like
you do?
gruesome. I was like, oh my God, that baby's literally just like rolled across the ground
Yeah.
after this motorcycle accident.
The baby's dead. I'm sorry.
Jesus. If
done
anybody's
for.
going to kill a baby in a game, it's Kojima. I think.
We've been waiting for someone to do it.
Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, so that trailer was wild. I'm excited to see what happens with Death Stranding 2. Moving on, I'm gonna have to rely on y'all. There's this new EA Originals. It's called Immortals of Avium, from Ascendant Studios, coming in 2023. Our notes here say medieval-esque fantasy. No release date, I guess, but it also says 2023. What's up with this game? This is where I had to go and get water. And I missed this.
I remember when it started, I was like pretty sold that it was a Godfall sequel.
Oh sure.
And then I was like,
Yeah.
what are they doing? Why are they doing this? Until I saw the first person stuff. I don't know. This was one that I kind of only half paid attention to. I might have been writing at the time. It looked nice, like the art direction and stuff. But yeah. I didn't realize till after the fact that it was an EA Originals game. So
Yeah,
I guess it's technically indie, sort of.
Well,
But-
I mean,
Well, it's EA.
all the EA originals aren't just like indie stuff. Like they're doing stuff with Koei Tecmo
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
for the Wild
The
Hearts.
Monster Hunter thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is in turn a spiritual successor to another Koei Tecmo game. But
Yeah. I need to see more of Immortals for me.
there, like, I'm rewatching the trailer right now. There is like 4 seconds of what could be like in-world footage. But I mean, a first-person magic simulator is always a cool idea.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That is fair. We got a new trailer for Nightingale if folks want to go watch it. Ken and Roberta
Mary Poppins glider.
Yeah,
Mary Poppins later. Ken and Roberta Williams came up on stage. They're Sierra Online, right? Or Sierra,
Yes.
yeah.
Sierra in general. Yeah.
Yeah. So they came up on stage. Did they just present an award, right?
Yeah, they are working on a game, but that's not what they were there for.
Yeah. I remember seeing on Twitter, they were like, we felt very out of our element on the red carpet.
right.
These youngins here.
Yeah. Horizon Forbidden West is getting an expansion. Is it called Burning Shores? Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because I remember
Yeah.
thinking that was very on the nose for LA. Burning Shores.
I mean, I don't think there's a better description outside of, I don't know, Earthquake City.
Yeah.
If the ground isn't opening up, then it's on fire.
It
Those are
is
the two
on
things
fire.
you
The
get
hills.
in California.
The hills are
Aloy's going
burning.
to Hollywood.
Yep. She's gonna go down Beverly Hills and
Follow her dreams.
finally, yeah.
Become a
Of course,
star.
the Hollywood sign was still
Yeah.
That's
active in
hmm
hundreds of years in the future.
right. If you know anything about the history of that sign, that thing is maintained pretty regularly because it's not really made of the strongest materials. So I'm like, man, that thing's, of all the things to survive largely intact, that's
Awfully
not the one
convenient.
But then I don't think it did survive that trailer. So that's
True.
It finally was taken down.
But this comes out in April 19th, I believe it is. But I think the most surprising thing about it is that it's a PS5 exclusive. It's and
Wow.
Forbidden
Hey.
West is on PlayStation
Both.
4.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, which has been an upsetting revelation for a group of people I've seen online of like, wait, what? And even I'm kind of like,
Well, I mean,
that's a
they're
weird choice.
they're kind of pulling a Final Fantasy VII remake.
Oh,
Here,
right.
because like that expansion was only on PS5 and I
Right.
guess and PC when that came out. But
True.
getting more people to upgrade to the new machines. Hey, guess what? I'm with it. You should probably buy new game consoles if you can find them.
Yeah, though I do feel for people that played on PS4 that like the game are like, can't wait for this expansion. It's like, just kidding. Unless you get a PS5, and even then, I mean, you can still carry your save over. I
Yeah.
believe. So it wouldn't be a huge loss. It's just you have to get a new console to play the.
That is a bummer.
Yeah, but I'm excited to play it. I like Forbidden West quite a bit, and I'm curious to see if this addresses any of the ending stuff in that game in any meaningful way. Without spoiling, but the Horizon West ends on a pretty wild note. So, but I like the Frozen Wilds DLC they did for the first one. So
Yeah, that's pretty meaningful and
pretty meaty.
yeah, yep.
So yeah, that should be a good one. Horizon big year in 2023. It looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John,
Yes.
Diablo 4.
Yes.
It's
Hey.
finally arriving in June. That's got to be like the longest time between like, because didn't we? I mean, we did the Blizzard cover way back when in 2019, which Diablo was a part of, right? Or was that just a general preview?
It was part of it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that was around. Was it? I remember talking to Tack.
We have Game
After
Informer
that.
staff have played this game like years ago,
like years ago.
and we're finally gonna get to play it.
I think it was around then. But yeah, this game has been kicking around for quite a while. It's finally going into like open beta soon. If you like pre-purchase the game.
Yeah, I played it recently.
Did you? How is
Wrote
it?
a mag preview on it.
What can you tell me?
It's fun.
Good.
Yeah. What class did you play?
Excellent.
Barbarian.
Ooh, nice.
All right. Yeah.
I
That's
had the choice between that, sorceress, and rogue.
Okay.
So 3 of the 5. But,
I like Necromancer.
I do. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never. I admittedly, Diablo 3 is my only experience with the game, but I did really like Diablo 3. But yeah, I played it for a few days. There's a big open slice that they gave the media of like pretty much the opening section, I guess, of the game, or open world. But ran a bunch of dungeons, a lot of cutscenes, very cinematic Diablo, which they are emphasizing the storytelling is going to be a very big thing in this. It's got a very, I guess, like I said, cinematic feel to it. Very dark too, which, you know, they've been saying since the beginning of like, we're going back to the dark, bad, mean stuff.
The walls are gonna bleed.
Yeah, none of that Diablo 3 fluffy rainbow nonsense. No, this is heavy metal, and it is from the opening cutscene. You're like, oh no, they weren't kidding. This is very violent. Don't play this in front of your kids.
Oh wow. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, the cutscene that we saw, which I've got to imagine that's the opening cutscene, right? You think?
No, it's not.
No?
That cutscene was new.
Or
Didn't
sorry,
see that
the
ahead of time.
pre-menu cinematic. So Blizzard always does the pre-menu cinematics.
Yeah, like the
I
cinematic
wonder-
they showed at the Game Awards, I had never seen.
I wonder if is that the setup
So-
for the game? Are you allowed to say?
No, no.
I mean,
Like,
the
what
setup
I
of the
s-
game is like they're bringing Lilith back.
Right, that's the whole premise. Yeah,
And like I'm guessing the opening cutscene is that cutscene that they showed 2 years ago of like people sacrificing things to like
Oh.
bring Lilith back, and it's like this whole like veil of like skin, and it just like fills
Yes.
with blood
I
and
forgot
stuff.
about
and
that.
like
yeah,
like,
it
that's
is
so,
that one. It
yeah,
might be. They might have reworked it because I haven't seen that original version of it,
yeah.
and since then. But yeah, pretty much is that one.
Yeah.
And it's still like messed up and glorious looking,
Yes.
but also just like, wow, this is messed up.
So is Halsey Lilith or just Lilith on the musical
I
side?
think she just sang the song, right? I
Yeah,
didn't know
think
she.
But
I
they
don't think she
announced
actually.
it.
Lilith?
They announced a collaboration between Diablo and Halsey.
Maybe she just did Lilith's theme. That's what. At least
Yeah.
maybe I'm wrong.
I don't
They
know.
didn't tell us that Halsey was playing Lilith.
TikTok
I
has
mean-
ruined Halsey for me because I just see the clips of her singing in the mall a cappella, where she's like, "Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Have you seen those TikToks?"
Halsey
No.
thinks.
I honestly haven't heard of Halsey since until tonight. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot she exists as an artist.
Yeah.
Like-
she looked a little bit rough. Like she had like her
Jesus.
eyes were a little bit. Where
She looked like Lilith.
Yeah. It looked like they possessed her with Lilith.
She did have blood coming out from her eyes. I forgot about that.
She did. Yeah.
I
she
assume
had,
that
like,
was
veins
makeup.
and
At least I
stuff.
hope that was makeup.
No, that was Lilith. That was the
Another
She's
day
actually-
in Hollywood.
Just crying blood on stage,
Oh my god,
and everyone's cheering. You guys
yeah.
are cheering.
Everyone
this.
loves it.
that's really funny. But yeah, Diablo's coming out June 6th. Marcus, are you crying?
Yeah, I'm checking to see if it's blood.
Crying blood.
It's coming June 6th, 2023. I'm excited. I'm excited to play it. I'm jealous you got to play it, Marcus.
No, it's same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same.
it was fun. Look out for an our issue of Game Informer. Got a 2-page preview on it.
Awesome.
Yeah, wow. It's huge.
All right. Moving on, we got a clip of the Mario movie, which
Hey,
was
still looks good.
yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
So the more I hear Mario in context, the more I'm behind it, I think.
you're
Like
you're
it's
accepting.
I'm accepting it. It's more of the grunts and woohoos and all of that stuff that Mario would normally do when he's running around, and they're incorporating that into the movie, which I appreciate. Instead of like him just like it's only those lines, it's just him talking nonstop, but he's like doing all of the regular Mario
things,
grunts and sounds.
Yeah.
Mario isms.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I like it. This pipe.
Maybe it should have been Alex instead.
Wah!
Mm, okay.
No, not so much. Okay.
No, I liked it. I'm gonna need 3 more takes on it though.
Wow.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
There you go.
I
can do
bring it down a
Waluigi.
little bit, about like two notes.
Okie dokie.
There you go. There you go.
If he's just smoking a pack.
Mario's got the flu.
Oh, he's got the Rona.
I've got Corona, Peach.
I did the Colonti, princess.
Mamma mia.
I can't taste things.
We need to flatten the curve.
Let me smell this fire flower.
We
He
finally...
sounded more. I feel like he sounded more Jamaican when I did it.
We're trying new things with Mario.
We need to hit
we're
herd immunity. Wah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Anyways,
Oh no. It's been watching too much
news.
cable news programs.
We got a reveal of Remnant 2. So Remnant from the Ashes is getting a sequel.
Yeah, that looks neat.
Yeah.
I
That's
like
very
that first
cool.
game. I beat that game with 2 friends, and we had a good time with it.
It took me like 3/4 of that trailer to realize it was Remnant, because
Me
it looks like a Souls game. I'm like, but why do they have guns?
Yeah.
I mean, Remnant
What's
doesn't have the
going
most.
on?
It doesn't have the most distinct aesthetic. It's kind of just like post-apocalyptic shooter
Yeah.
Yeah.
with monsters and magic.
I'm excited that franchise is continuing and that it's been successful for them, especially like with them like remastering Chronos and like bringing that back into the
Right.
world, and like this continuing the chronology of that. I think that's very cool for them to do.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Crime Boss Rocket City?
Can we talk about the lead up to that game?
Can we talk about how many times they said the game's name, Crime Boss Rocket City? The hit game featuring Casey, Kim Basinger, Travis Baker. Again, the Crime Boss Rocket City. They said the word Crime Boss Rocket City like it was like 20% of the words they said in that.
It's like, are
announcement.
we supposed to know what this thing is before you even like introduce it?
Also, what was up with them coming out in character and like the
Michael Madsen?
yeah, and the bodyguards being like, "Hey, he's talking." Did you
He's
notice
talking
that?
here. It's
Yeah,
Michael
just like
Madsen.
chastising the crowd.
Yeah.
And just their we were like, if Michael Madsen wasn't there, you could have told me it was a Men in Black thing, and I might have believed it. But yeah, Michael Madsen looking disheveled. I don't know. I don't know if that's mean to him.
I think he looks like 2022 Michael Madsen.
I guess so. But yeah, crime. I hate writing this title because autocorrect really wants it to be Rocky City, and it's not. So that's a problem. But yeah, crazy cast for this.
Wildcats. Yeah,
Chuck Norris is in it,
sure.
Yeah.
which is Chuck Norris a problem now? I don't follow Chuck
absolutely.
Norris, but
Like-
I've been hearing on Twitter people being like, "Ugh, Chuck Norris." And I was
It's like Kevin Sorbo.
oh no, he's in the Sorbo.
Yeah.
He went down the Sorbo road.
Yeah, he ate the sorbet, and now he's a problem.
The Sor buffet.
I thought it was a Reservoir Dogs thing at first.
It's
'Cause,
a
like,
first-person shooter, right? But like, is it like a heist thing, like Payday?
It's like that mixed with like GTA. Like I was getting there's
Vice
like a
City
lot of
vibes.
like I saw there was like there's like car scenes and stuff. Like I don't think it's purely I think it's the whole crime pantheon. I think there's gonna be
every
heists.
crime imaginable you can commit in this game.
Yeah, can I admit something? Can I confess something?
A crime?
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of want to play this game. I thought
Let me
it
call
kind
the
of
police.
I kind of do too.
it kind of
Sure.
looked good.
I don't think it looked. I mean, I don't think that's controversial, right? I don't. Do people think this looks bad?
I don't know. I'm
I know the
interested.
presentation was like. I mean, the preamble to the trailer was a little weird, but the trailer itself looked fine.
I kind of want to play it.
We should stream it.
We should. Hey, let me run down the rest of the cast here. Danny Glover as a character named Gloves.
I didn't know that. They really went for it with that one.
Michael Rooker, who is the first character that you see in the trailer, is a character named Touchdown. Vanilla Ice is in here.
Yes, that one popped us in the chat.
Yes.
Like Vanilla. Oof, he's done building houses.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, have you ever watched his house building show?
I live in the house
renovation show.
Yeah.
What?
It's got a stamp on the wall to let you know Vanilla Ice built this. That's not true. Yeah, it's like a cast of everyone I watched or liked in the 90s, basically.
I want to know what kind of budget they had.
Yeah, who's making this?
That's what I was trying to figure out.
And I should know because I made the SKU.
It's developer In-Game Studios, published by 505.
Yeah, In-Game I've never heard of. 505, obviously, pretty big publisher, but yeah,
same publisher as Death Stranding, right? And they published the director's cut, rather.
Yeah, it almost feels like this should have been an Annapurna joint with this cast, but yeah, I don't know how they got, especially some of these people I haven't heard of, like Kim Basinger. What has she been doing? But
Dude.
Yeah, I think we kind of want to play this.
Yeah.
Is it multiplayer?
I think it is because it's like a payday thing, right? It's like you're working together to do crime
that's
stuff.
Exciting. There's a lot. It's hard to keep track. There's so much announced last night.
Yeah, who can say? There's no way of knowing.
Yeah, who could know? We certainly couldn't look up a website.
But this comes out in March, so it's not that far away either.
Online co-op 2 to 4 players.
There you go,
dude. I'm really excited about this game.
I want to be Gloves. Yeah. Actually, no. I want to be Vanilla Ice. I'm going to call Vanilla Ice now.
Can I be Gloves?
Yes, you can be Gloves.
Yes.
I can't wait, actually. This looks good. It looks
good.
Be
Vanilla Ice, by the way. He is part of a rival gang.
Oh, or we're going to be fighting Gloves.
All right, so this is from the Xbox description of it. Rockay City doesn't just look and feel like the 90s, so it takes place in the 90s.
It's in Florida, right?
I think so. You'll find a new few familiar faces there too, from the charismatic Travis Baker, Michael Madsen, and his team of planners and handlers: Michael Rooker, Kim Basinger, Danny Glover, and Damien Poitier. To rival gang bosses Danny Trejo and Vanilla Ice, and the sheriff is Chuck Norris, and his name is just Sheriff Norris.
Oh, they just went for it. It's like
Walker,
Reynolds
Texas Ranger,
Saints Row.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Crime boss Rockay City.
Rockay. Hate that name, but I'm gonna play it.
Yeah, I'm excited. I feel like I shouldn't be, but I am.
Yeah,
but I don't know why I feel like I shouldn't too.
I don't know. I just feel like I shouldn't.
Is it purely the Chuck Norris factor?
Oh man, it might be. I don't know, man. I think it's just the whole thing. It's like gaudy and it's gaudy.
There's a sleaze to it.
Yeah, there's a sleaze.
I like a sleaze.
Yeah, there's a grime to it. I feel like
Grimes.
Okay, let's move on. Don't Nod Entertainment with a huge, I think, very surprising reveal. I would not pin them to make a game like this. But Don't Nod Entertainment revealed a new action RPG called Banishers: Ghost of a New Eden. So, known for Life is Strange, a narrative, game. This is very much a departure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, not exactly, because Don't Nod did do Vampire, which is like and also before Life is Strange, they did Remember Me.
I never played that. I didn't play that.
Remembers that game,
I do.
but as like a third person.
I remember it. Thing. I don't know anything about it.
Capcom create a combo. What a weird game.
It's a game that I would like to see a sequel to because I thought it had a solid foundation.
Yeah.
But yeah, this looks
It's
neat,
bold of them
you
to
know?
make The Witcher 4 and call it something else.
Yeah.
I think that's the whole time I was watching this trailer. I'm like, this just looks like The Witcher. What? Why would you do The Witcher?
Well, you
again?
hang out with a ghost though. The Witcher. Well, you do hang out with a lot of ghosts in The Witcher, but but this one is like your girlfriend or lover. Or is that,
Hey, then I'm in.
you know, at least that's what I think the vibe was from when I remember the trailer. Like you and your dead
Yeah.
like ex.
And we got a 20-second clip of gameplay.
Yeah,
At the
I'm
end.
down for. I like Don't Nod.
Don't Nod's
You
good.
know?
Yeah.
So like anything, they're another studio or anything they do, I pay attention to.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm psyched about this, and that's
you
that
saying
has a
you-
release date too, right? Oh no, it's
you-
just 2023.
You do nod when their games come up on the Game Awards?
No, I don't.
No, you don't nod
I-
off. You don't go to
I'm
sleep.
Alert.
I thought you were just nodding, like you were just like, yes.
Oh, my
Uh-huh.
approval.
You nod,
right?
yes.
Like
Yep.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's the meme of that guy nodding with the zoom in. I think that's their.
Or yeah.
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 I don't think you're gonna remember. I don't think that I'm ever gonna remember that title though.
No. We're in 6 months. This is going to come up again. And we're like, what?
I've already forgot the subtitle. Banisher something
Ghosts
you
of
Eden.
Ghost of New Eden or something.
Yeah. There we
Yeah.
go.
Hmm.
But
I'm excited. Crash Team Rumble is a competitive 4v4 game starring Crash Bandicoot and friends. Kind of looks like Crash Bandicoot's getting like a party.
MOBA?
A party. I don't think it's a MOBA. Is it? Is it a MOBA?
It kind of looked like Pokemon Unite.
yeah,
Oh.
I think a lot of people.
I saw
myself
platforming and I was like, okay.
it's like some people thought it was just straight up a new Crash Bash, and it's definitely not that. But I don't know if it's a pure MOBA either. So it might be a MOBA with like elements of Crash Bash.
I see what
I
you're
don't know.
saying about the MOBA. I'm looking at the fights. Definitely doesn't look. There's. I don't see any towers on the map, but
It's true.
But
Yeah.
do you collect apples and then you score with the apples?
wait, apples.
huh.
John apples. They are Wumpa fruit.
Oh,
I
excuse
believe.
me. Excuse me.
What
I'm
do
so
you think
sorry.
this
I'm
is?
so sorry. Please cancel me from the industry.
Yeah.
I don't
My
deserve
favorite-
to be here.
My favorite part of this announcement as a kid that used to love Crash Bandicoot back then day was seeing the mascot come on stage.
pretty good.
And be a stinker. Though I did miss having the face and his teeth. You know.
I mean,
know-
you could almost see it. Like that dude's nose was
Just his
up tight
outline
against that. Yes.
pressed against the you see his mouth move. That would actually be terrifying. It's like a soul is trapped in the crash vessel trying to get out. But yeah, this looks fine. I know it's not Crash 5 like some people hoped it would be, but I think we're
Yeah.
going to get Crash 5. Like if they're doing this, and I
Yeah.
believe Crash 4 did really well for them. So I think this is sort of like a stopgap before Crash 5.
you were telling
I
me the
think
other day I need to play Crash 4. Marcus,
It's very good.
Yeah, I didn't
It
realize.
is. It's very hard as well. that last world is no joke.
I think I remember playing like maybe I played it at a preview event. And I remember liking it. But no, I'm thinking of a ukulele level that reminded me of Crash.
Okay, let's not.
Never mind.
Let's not compare those two.
What? I like what what was that game? The
Ukulele?
the Impossible Layer?
Oh, the Impossible Lair.
Oh, the
yeah,
second. Well,
yeah,
that was a completely different game. That
Yeah.
was like Donkey. That was just
Yeah.
Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that was better than the Banjo Kazooie, but not as good.
Yeah.
First game.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I've watched maybe we did a review on it or something.
Yeah, Brian reviewed the second one.
Okay, yeah. Or sorry, I was talking about Crash 4.
Oh, Crash.
I feel like maybe we did
so-
an NGT on it or something. Static.
So-
We definitely reviewed it and did a bunch of stuff on it, and it was in our. I actually wrote a end of year blurb on
Oh,
it
cool.
in
Nice.
2020 because I liked it so much.
To quickly clarify on what this game is, it says each hero has unique skills and abilities to strategically use to work together to battle the opposing team, defend their own Wumpa Bank, and capture key points around the map to help their team. So yeah, it sounds like it's a territory control multiplayer thing,
Okay.
4v4.
Yes.
Yeah, sounds fun.
Got a few more announcements we're going to go through, and then I think we're going to call it there. but we got a few big ones left. Lords of the Fallen, new gameplay trailer. That game looks good. Very confused why they're calling it Lords of the Fallen.
Did you emphasize the because it's the Lords of the Fallen.
The Lords of the Fallen.
Is that the only difference?
That's literally the only difference.
Oh
That's
my
how you
God.
know it's a different game. You got to really be like or maybe they want to.
Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah, I think it'd be better if they said the,
Mm.
because then it sounds like then this is the real one.
Yeah, the Lords of the Fallen. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, like
first
when
one
someone asks,
never
like, "Are you
existed.
Lords of the Fallen? Are you the Lords of the Fallen?"
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
That game looks scary, man.
I thought the first game was just fine. This one looks a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, but they've also been working in the Souls-like genre
Right.
for a few games now. I mean, they did the Surge 2.
They did the Surge. I forgot about that.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
now they are the Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you think the Lords of the Fallen would just be Elden Ring? It's just the open world. They're like,
It's,
Mm.
they should really just try calling it Elden Ring or the Elden Ring and see what happens.
That'd be what a power move.
The Ring of the Elders.
Yeah, it looks pretty.
Yeah, it looks pretty. I having played Bloodborne, Bloodborne was like a pretty like scary experience for me. Like I wasn't like screaming, but like I was like tense. I was
There,
I'm sorry. I'm just picturing you just shrieking at blood.
what is this?
Bloodstar
every
Beast.
time I see the crows, just like screaming.
There are some like really creepy things in Bloodborne. Like
I mean, I screamed for a different reason. I was just upset because I died again.
Yeah. See the cleric beast for the first time. Yeah, but this game like actually looks like more horror adjacent than something like a Bloodborne was.
Yeah.
And it looks creepy. It looks creepy as hell, not gonna lie. But looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Now that I'm a Souls guy, maybe I'll play it.
Oh, you've
Okay.
ascended to that level now. You're a Souls man.
I think so. Having played Bloodborne and Elden Ring, I'm
That's all it
now
takes.
and half of Sekiro. I'm now a Souls
there.
guy.
To be Elden
that
Ring's like 3 Souls games in one, basically.
Yeah.
It's kind of
that makes you a Souls guy and a Tenchu guy.
Yeah,
that's
So.
true.
which I was already a Tenchu guy. Been a Tenchu guy for a while.
Oh, same. Love that Tenchu.
We need a new Tenchu game.
We need a new.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we do.
Yeah, can I have your attention, please?
Yeah, you can. What do you want to
Please.
say?
I was gonna tweet that to Tecmo or who owns Tenchu? It's Tecmo, right?
I think you should.
Activision.
Activision? Oh, I guess
Yeah.
they do now. Yeah.
But yeah, Lords of the Fallen gameplay trailer. We've got it linked over at GameInformer.com. Go check that out. Okay, I have to talk about Final Fantasy 16 because every time people have talked about Final Fantasy 16, the first time I saw it, I really tried to get into it. I'm not a Final Fantasy guy, but I just couldn't get excited for it until last
That's
night's
interesting.
until last night's trailer. I'm sold. I was like, that trailer got me.
Yeah. Why do you feel compelled as like someone with no affinity for this series that you're like, I have to be excited for this new one, even though I
I don't feel like I have to be. I was fine.
Okay, when you
with-
said you were trying to get excited, I was like, that's an
I mean,
interesting.
there's a lot of things that you try to get excited for in this industry, and sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel like I have to be excited. Like I'm not a Final Fantasy guy and I'm totally cool with that. I don't feel the need to play them. But it being like the next Final Fantasy, I've been trying to expand and play more games that I normally wouldn't. Like I've been enjoying horror games more lately, or horror
you are
adjacent
braver.
games. And yeah, I want to expand my palette, and I don't know. I've been interested in Final Fantasy 16. I was bummed I wasn't really jazzing with it. Until last night, the trailer, like I think I'm like that, like just shot up my list of games I want to play. Like the world looks killer. So yeah. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Because you're more Final Fantasy people than I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, as of earlier this year, Final Fantasy 14 is now my favorite Final Fantasy, and handing the reins to the mainline Final Fantasy to that team, and like, here, make 16, do like stretch your narrative chops on this, on a non MMO version of Final Fantasy. I'm super excited for more people to see what that team can do and see a more mature Final Fantasy in most aspects. I think it's going to be a very different different type of those games. Like, obviously this one's a little bit more action focused, but just like the characterization's going to be completely different. Like, I think a lot of the cinematics are going to be different. It's just a different vibe from that team completely. But I'm super excited to get my hands on that and see it through.
Yeah, same. One of the reasons I love Final Fantasy so much is that, unlike a lot of series, and I feel like they don't get the credit they deserve for this, but like, they really changed it up like basically every entry, especially as the series has gone on. Like, all of those games, they are not afraid to just redo the combat system and introduce something new, or like the style of play or the world. I mean, the beauty about that series for newcomers is that you can jump into any of them because they're not connected and they're all their own self-contained thing. So, seeing what they're doing with this one, it just makes me pumped, like the larger emphasis on the summons.
Yeah, the big like kaiju fights. Like, that's
right?
so cool.
Yeah, like they saw Bayonetta 3 and were like, hold my beer. Yeah, and I like the return to fantasy most than anything. Like, as much as I enjoy the sort of like either like the steampunky stuff of like 7 or the more sci-fi stuff of the more recent Final Fantasies, and especially coming off of 15, which was almost like you could tell me it was just set in today, basically. But if monsters and magic existed, and you're like, okay,
yeah.
I think that's
I'm glad
more what I am vibing with, because I love those themes.
The fantasy things.
Yeah. And Final Fantasy is sometimes like Final Fantasy 14, right? That's a little too high fantasy for me. Whereas this is a little like,
it's like grittier.
Yeah.
It's kind of got like a Game of Thronesy sort of like that darker,
which
fantasy vibe
14 does kind of go into occasionally, and it like gets into these pretty dark themes of like oppressive like military regimes, and like completely like draining the resources of its people, and it's like hope, and it gets like real dark, kind of like World War II vibes, like being in like on the ground in the worst parts of Europe, and like how the actions of the people in power affect the everyday people, and it's something you don't really see in Final Fantasy games that much, because it's usually like bombastic, like the world's gonna end kind of storytelling. Whereas the stuff that Creative Business Unit 3 does is a lot more personal and gritty, and can really, I think, draw out a real emotional response for people. So
yeah, I even think the story premise for this is interesting. Of like, the idea is like, you're not the chosen one like you are in most Final Fantasies or most really video games. It's like you're protecting the chosen one. Of like, you're just the warrior guy that's like their bodyguard, and it's like your sibling that is like supposed to be the one that's prophesized to save the world, but they're like not a fighter at all. So this like dynamic of like, it should probably be you, but just because of fate, it's this kid. You guys kind of have to like figure that out. I think it's a really cool angle. I'm psyched to play this, and it's coming out only a few weeks after Diablo 4
and Street Fighter, and
goodness.
Like everything that we talked about that was like May and June is just
June 22nd, Final Fantasy 16. I mean, glad to see a date. We'll see if that actually sticks or not. But
it sounds like they are in like polishing phases right now, for that game, which is great. Like, give it the time it needs to wrap up everything that you need to before, like, so you're not just racing to the finish line.
Right.
I think it's nice that Square's actually letting that just like bake for a bit.
Yeah. Few things get me pumped than a new numbered Final Fantasy game.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it's just, it feels nice to be on that sort of like wave again of like, oh man, you got a new one of these coming.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, 2 more news stories to wrap up. They're both big. Idris Elba is starring in Cyberpunk 2077's Phantom Liberty DLC or expansion. DLC, I think, is what they're referring to it as.
Yeah.
After playing or after watching Cyberpunk Edge Runners, I really want to go back to Cyberpunk 2077. Do you guys have any sense of how it's doing these days?
Better.
Oh, like the game itself.
Yeah.
Quite a bit better, I think.
Yeah, I've heard it's like in terms of like stability, it's much better. I mean,
Yeah.
there's probably like little things here and there, but it's definitely not what it was for sure.
But also like core story wise, that's all basically has been intact since day one. So if you weren't vibing on what that game was putting out story wise, you're probably not going to now. But
I think it was more so I'm interested in this. I got about like 5 to 7 hours into that game. I was like, I really vibe with it, but it's just like a headache because of the technical stuff.
Yeah, if it's the technical side, then now you should be safe to boot it up and go through.
I want to try that game. But yeah, that is coming in 2023 on PS5, Xbox Series X and S.
Idris is a good get for that, I think. I think that's neat.
I felt
Like, if I can't beat James Bond, put me in the Cyberpunk thing.
Yeah, he's playing a character named Solomon Reed, who is a new character.
He's an American Secret Service agent, or what is his title?
Yeah, he works with the new United States of America as a dude. But it's supposed to be like
he's an officially licensed dude.
Yeah,
great.
He's supposed to be like a spy. It's supposed to be like a spy thriller, set like within a new district of the city. NV is working alongside the new United States of America, who it is presumed that Reed works for. Also, Keanu is back. It looks like. So, yeah,
good.
I'm interested. I don't know. We'll see. I'm interested. That's all I'll say.
There's a lot of CD Projekt Red things happening right now.
Yeah.
Like the new Witcher patch lands next week, I want to say.
Yeah.
On next gen consoles, and obviously like this expansion's coming up, and
it's been weird how like they have just ramped up so much after Cyberpunk. Like it feels like they should have like kind of slowed things down a little bit, but instead it feels just like they're just like full steam ahead, you know?
Yeah, I mean, plans are in motion.
Yeah, that's true.
If you're going into like triage on Cyberpunk, like how big of a team do you need to fix technical stuff? Like you're probably gonna have more people working on other things.
That's fair.
Than technical fixes.
All right, let's round this out. Last news story. From Software has unveiled Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon. Marcus, you wrote this up. But yeah, we're getting Armored Core, and it is going to be more Souls adjacent. I don't know if they've said that publicly.
I was gonna say, did they say that publicly?
No, they called this like an action game.
Yeah.
But I feel like the rumbling rumors for the last like year or so about this have been.
Yeah, it is going to be Souls adjacent.
Okay. Yeah, because I know that's one of for Armored Core fans specifically, some of them are like, please don't put any Souls stuff in this.
and everyone else is like, please make me care about Armored Core in 2023.
Yeah, because the last game was in 2013, so it's been almost a decade of no Armored Core, and since then, From Software's identity has been Souls, pretty much, to the point where like I saw some comments from Souls fans being like, "I've never heard of Armored Core. I didn't know From Software did this."
Yes,
and it's like, yeah, that was their original bread and butter for the 2000s. So with that expertise they've gained from all the Souls games they've done, I kind of want to see, because I've never played Armored Core, so I have no affinity or experience with the series. yeah, you guys, would you consider yourselves fans or just sort of dabbled in them?
I was a fan as a kid. I haven't played them in, I mean,
I think I rented like one.
Did you guys ever have the like Steel Battalion style like
No.
controller?
I
thing.
I played Steel Battalion once.
Yeah, because you could use those for Armored
Years
Core,
ago.
right? Or didn't they have their own version of that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah, I think if you look at like Sekiro, like From Software does have the flexibility to take things from Dark Souls and from Bloodborne and like put them into a different wrapping and like change it enough where it feels like a completely different game. And it is going to be cool to see what ideas they actually take from the games that they've done and put it into this giant mech action franchise and see how they better it after all these years.
This is the most I've cared about Armored Core purely because of their work on the Soul stuff that I love so much. It's like, I kind of want to see what a new one of these looks like post everything in the last decade.
I was really into Armored Core 2. That was the last time I played, but I think I beat that game and I played it a lot. But I didn't touch 3 or 4. But yeah. Maybe I played Armored Core Nexus. Or maybe I don't remember. There was a lot of side games and I don't remember the actual chronological order, but I'm looking at cover art and that's how I remember a lot of it. Armored Core 2 is for sure the one I played the most.
Okay.
And looking at screenshots as well. But yeah.
But yeah, mechs are awesome. Hands down.
Yeah,
So,
I think robots are cool, you know? I'll say it here.
Putting giant robots in like one of the most important developers in the industry right now, putting it in their hands again. It's exciting. I can't wait. This is easily one of my most anticipated games of next year. Just because of who it is that's working on it, the pedigree, that it is one of their titles and they're bringing it back and they're going to be, I don't know, just making a modern approach to a classic franchise.
Yeah. I hope that you still have to stop at bonfires in a mech suit. Like, there's no like...
They're just gas stations.
Yeah, or they don't even like try to armor core it. It's just like a fire.
It's just a little fire.
It's like Tesla stations you have to like hook up to.
You have to wait 45 minutes till you're fully charged.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm stoked for Armored Core.
Who would have thought we'd get a new Armored Core before Titanfall 3?
Oof. I mean, Apex.
How about that?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm stoked for Armored Core. I am very eager to see what they do with it. From what I've heard, they're definitely changing the formula up, but I guess we'll have to wait and see till it's out. It's coming 2023 to PS5. I think
soon.
Yeah, new gen and old gen as well as PC.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is very cool. I'm excited. And that's going to be the end of the Game Informer show this week. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to share it with a friend. If you don't mind, go and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. I would love to get more of those, and I will definitely read off the next one we get. So go leave an honest review. Go leave if you honestly think, leave us a 5-star review. Yeah, that's a great place to share your feedback with the show.
Or send us a game award.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Best
podcast of 2022, maybe.
I think possibly. Yeah. It's up there.
It's that and us and Fire Escape Cast, I think, for our top 2. You know.
You got to beat that Mike Mahardy.
Yeah. We'll see. It'll be tough. But yeah. So go review us if you don't mind. If you want to follow us on Twitter, follow us. You can follow John Carson at John_Carson. Go show him some love. You can also follow him on Twitch at John Streams Games.
John Carson Games.
John Carson Games.
That's my.
Yeah, that's yours. Yeah.
It's weird that you use my name for that, Marcus. That's, we got to talk about that offline.
Follow Marcus at Marcus Stewart 7, or on Twitch at twitch.tv/Marcus Streams Games.
Ding ding ding.
You can follow me at It's Van Aken. Or you can add me in World of Warcraft. My name's Mulgar, so I hope you can find me. You know?
Oh, how's that going, by the way?
I rolled a new character. I rolled a new warrior. I played Evoker and I liked it. I really like the new flying mechanics.
It's very nice.
With Evoker.
We should just like record a half-hour GI show on Dragonflight.
I'm down. Once I get through it. I started at a level 1 character with my friend Sean because he was like, I'm not vibing with Evoker. I'm just gonna make a new character. And I was like, okay, I'll make a warrior. Let's roll through. So I'm like almost level 30 now.
Nice.
Rolling through, and I'm excited to get to Dragonflight because
great expansion.
That's what I've heard. I've heard
so good.
dragon flying is awesome, and kind of makes other mounts feel bad from like legacy stuff.
Yeah, it's incredible. The stuff that you got the taste of from the Evoker is like the same mechanics.
Oh, awesome
for dragon riding. So
awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. Do you think it's like just as strong for like classes that aren't the Evoker?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm playing through as a mage right now, and it's great.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are nerds.
Dorks.
We're nerds, but we're cool nerds.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I can't claim that.
I do. Wholeheartedly.
Yeah, that's fine.
I got a tattoo, man. What other nerds have tattoos, you know?
I don't.
I've never seen a nerd with a tattoo. All right, that's going to do it for the show this week, y'all. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.